video. And you take the big photos.
Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, over here on the right you see a church. It was created as a basilique, that is written in the archives. And if you translate basilique, it's a cathedral. Now, the Vatican from Italy is asking every year, Amsterdam, can we become the cathedral of Amsterdam? And Amsterdam says no. Why? What you have to understand, from 1500 on, all kinds of people came to live in Amsterdam. Helping out, digging canals, start living, building houses. In the 1700s, getting very rich. And so rich people came to live in Amsterdam, but not only Dutch. European, Russian, you name it, Arab. They brought in all kinds of religion, ladies and gentlemen. Now today we do have 194 nationalities in Amsterdam, all kinds of religion. And what we say in Amsterdam, it's nice that you have a religion. Do the things with it what you have to do with it, but don't become dominant. So also not the Roman Catholic Church is ridiculous. Did I insult somebody? No, that's a bit. Because I'm from Amsterdam and I do not, I can say everything what I like. But if I insulted somebody, yeah. But start to understand Amsterdam, the biggest culture, the biggest religion we do have is atheism. Yeah? I'll explain later to you. Now, here we do have the central station in the north, exactly created in the north, on an artificial island, 8,000 trees they used as a fundament. Opposite in the south, we do have the Rijksmuseum. Are you familiar with our famous painter Rembrandt van der Rijn? Rembrandt? Okay, he's hanging there, not himself, but his paintings. But between these two buildings, ladies and gentlemen, we do have Amsterdam. That's it. Was there no more? This bridge, ladies and gentlemen, was closed for 8 years. On top, where we are floating, our boat.
Move a little bit.
Opposite.
When you shoot, don't go too far.
Now what they
Just
did,
zoom
they
in.
pumped the water out here in the middle to create the largest bicycle basement.
This is better than the river
Sounds a
cruise.
little bit chauvinistic, sometimes I make.
This is much better, yeah.
Already?
8,000 bikes we can put in, ladies and gentlemen.
Because the river
10 meters
cruise,
slowest.
everything was so far.
We don't have bicycle basement. Here on the left you can see people going up and down their bikes without the post. Now, after this bridge on your right, you see a bicycle hotel, as we call it in Amsterdam. It was for 3,000 bikes. Well, that's not enough for Amsterdam, of course. It's ugly, huh? It's an ugly bicycle hotel, huh? Amsterdam wants to tear it down, ladies and gentlemen, because it's ugly. But have a look behind. We have an excellent position at this moment. Have a look behind the bicycle hotel. Do you see that building? That is the Ibis Hotel. That is even uglier. We do have now between 900,000 and 1 million people living in Amsterdam, and we do have approx 2.8 million bikes. That is also because of the e-bike. Everybody has now 2, 3, 4 bikes. Now one day I put my bike here in the bicycle hotel, went off with the train to the beach. I came back in the afternoon, had a wonderful day, and then the irritation started. I couldn't find my bike back. That's why we have 4 bikes here. It was very difficult to find your bike. Now we're going out of Amsterdam, and then we go into the heart of Amsterdam later. And you saw the front of the central station, and after this bridge in front of me, you go to see
Other side is
the
much
backside of
better.
the central station. And also around a big water. Many guides, ladies and gentlemen, are telling you guests of Amsterdam that this is the river which you go to see. Let me help you today. It's not a river, it's a canal. Here we do have another transport. Ships, of course.
The water is not clean.
We have cruise ships.
It's not that bad.
We have river.
It looks bad.
It's better now than it's ever been. Like in the past,
It looks muddy.
disgusting.
It looks muddy.
If you go all the way to the left,
It was like
you go to the
green
Northern
fish.
Sea.
Then it's more
Yeah?
has to do with like
And if you go to the right,
algae and all
you have to
that.
go through locks.
But yeah,
And then you can decide if you want to go to
I
Germany.
love the water that was from the river.
Now, what you also have to
You can
understand,
see how
in the early
clear it
days,
is, and it was so blue.
we had the
Surprising.
Southern Sea coming in.
Because of all the
Created
glacier,
the
all
dike
the
in
like
front
the
of it.
minerals that it picks up from the rock.
Yeah.
So it kind of has that like light blue color.
But the thing is, guys, it's now a lake, so we
South
have
India's
no
going
influence
straight
of
to
the
the
sea
town, right?
anymore.
We got dinner
The
and
Northern
then
Sea is 25 kilometers
South
away
India's
from
dinner.
us.
after this we go to dinner in
So,
the central station.
behind huge
Gotcha.
lock doors, so no influence of the Northern Sea either. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is called the eye. The other translation is Austrian translation. So your language is called egg. Canal behind the central station, Amsterdam is called egg. Here on the Sea Museum, film documentary museum, and that is one is called the Eye, really the Eye, and it was created by an Austrian couple, and he said to me, "Explain please the Eye." By the way, on the right you see the lookout tower with the swing on top on the right. This is lookout tower is 84 meters high, the lowest lookout tower in the world. But the eye. Do you see the glass wall?
Yeah.
That is the eye. I was allowed by the architect, if you do not see it, your mind is locked. But it's called the eye because it's looking into Amsterdam. Ah. Now you know the left we have the river cruise. Boats go from Amsterdam to Basel. To
It's
Budapest.
too foggy.
I'm very happy.
See, what did I tell you? At the very beginning of the
Oh, you're
trip,
right,
the
ladies
rain
and
is gonna
gentlemen,
kill
you
our
got to
trip.
see
I told
the palace
you.
of justice.
Makes it better.
Ah, no. Is it usually rainy this time of the year?
Yeah, I mean all year in Amsterdam. It's very rainy.
Ice mountain. You can see it, that's why my knee, I don't. By the way, where do you think we hide our criminals if they have to go to court?
Island?
Where do we hide them?
In
Under the
island?
what? Yeah, in the basement. Listen, it's an ugly building, isn't it? Yeah. Now, the funny thing is, we had one day, we had an enormous fog. And I came with the ferry, from Amsterdam North to the center, and then slowly it popped up. And then you could see it was really an Iceland. So funny was that. Yeah. Now slowly we are going into the heart of Amsterdam, ladies and gentlemen. On your left, before the bridge and also after the bridge, you're going to see a church with 3 towers. After that funny building, it looks like a spaceship.
The brightness is low, so it's
What you have to know is 16, 17, 1800s, we had in the northern part of Europe, we had the dominant Protestant religion. And also, of course, in the Holland and also in Amsterdam, of course. And they were very, very rich in that time. And they asked 3 architects, please can you build us a church? And of course they said yes. But when they were almost finished, they could not decide which tower they wanted to build. And because of the wisdom of the church, they said, well, build them all 3. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, we now have a church with 3 towers. The symbol of a Protestant church in the western part of Europe is always a golden hen. Now this church is not in use anymore, it's now an art gallery. Many churches in Amsterdam are not in use.
No, that's alright, I got 25. That should get me.
Gallery, restaurant, and one has been sold and it's going to be a big house. We're starting to understand.
it's fine so far.
Yeah. It's not in Sunday church. Do you see a belt of bells? Do you see that?
What?
That's an invention. We pump oxygen up so that the dirt from the city cannot go into the canal, the big water where we came from, and the dirt from the big canal cannot go into the city. Now we are hopping from, say, what was a huge harbor in Amsterdam. It's now the 4th harbor from the Bruges. It's not the first one anymore. Rotterdam is now the first one, the biggest one. So we're hopping into the Prinsen Canal, and the Prinsen Canal is the longest canal of the 3 main canals, because it was also connected to the harbor. We do have 3 main canals, the Prinsen Canal, the Emperor Canal in the middle, and then, of course, the Gentleman's Canal. After the bridge, you will see 3 properties on the corner, and there are 3 total different kinds of gables. Now, we do have the step gable on the corner, you will see the bell or the clock gable in the middle, and on the right you see the neck gable. All created in 1653. When you wanted to build a house in Amsterdam, there were restrictions. So they wrote down, if you want to build a house in Amsterdam, these were the 3 possibilities for somebody who wanted to build a house. Now, step gable, you didn't see a lot because that was then already very expensive to build. So the clock and the neck gable you will see a lot. On your right you see all the storage
The
houses.
of Venice is much better than this.
1656, and these are now apartments.
Very different.
We are going through Lux.
Completely different city, yeah. It's,
They're actually only here for
But if you had to compare,
better in what way?
yeah, but
I don't know, views,
in the early days,
from
we had to
the-
use them to clean up the city.
ferry, not ferry.
It's a lot
like
older.
boat.
Like this is 400 years old, Venice is like 1100 years old.
Yeah.
So it's like very different architecture, very different feel to it.
Over the whole city.
Different like culture,
What you have to
food.
understand, we do have to have sensors everywhere.
It's like not a modern city at all.
And when
Whereas
you have too
Amsterdam
much
has
water,
always been an important
pumps in
city.
the north
Venice is
will
kind
pump
of
water out.
just like a tourist
And
city
in the
now.
south, of course, vice versa.
Yeah, I mean Venice is probably more beautiful than Amsterdam.
On the wall, you can always see a green line. that high that water in Amsterdam can get. So please don't ask me the question. It's so stupid. Is Amsterdam once in a while getting flooded? Nee. 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 Now we are crossing the Bruges Canal, and the Bruges Canal was a very important canal, ladies and gentlemen. In 15, 16, 17, 1800s, the water was of course very, very dirty and polluted. So what they did on the Bruges Canal? Brewing beer. So this area, ladies and gentlemen, was very poor, and how to keep the people healthy, that was that they gave, that at that time, all the families, everybody who lived here, liters of beer to drink. Instead it was a heavy punch, But this is called the Jordaan, ladies and gentlemen. It's a northern church, and the church was created for the poor people who lived here.
So what's been your favourite place of all places we've been?
It's really hard to choose from Paris and Switzerland.
But the thing is,
probably
guys, what you have to understand, this was a very poor part
But yeah,
of the
Paris is
city.
really nice.
It's hard because everything's so different.
Suddenly,
Isn't it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was just saying it when I said
in Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Yeah, it's really different culture, I'd say.
That's why like a question that I get asked like on every single tour is like, what's your favourite city in Europe? It's like,
Yes.
it's so hard to choose because like they all have something great about them.
And the funny thing
You know,
was,
like
And I'm not gonna be very harsh to judge Germany yet because I haven't been to the other places. Yes,
it was a
exactly.
very, very dirty
But
area.
yeah, I didn't like Rhine River, to be honest.
So that's why they called it
but yeah.
city.
But I'm looking forward to visit Berlin one day.
Yeah, Berlin's really, really cool.
garden.
yeah, definitely one of my favourite places in Europe.
Yeah.
It was so
I love Burgundy. Burgundy
And of
was
course,
nice.
we Dutch didn't speak French.
But yeah, Letterbourne
That's
is
why
whole
we
another place.
translated
Oh, yeah.
shut down.
Thank you for bringing us there.
No,
I mean,
yeah, there's-
it is like heaven.
Now
Yeah,
today,
I just think
guys,
it's like
very,
because
very
that day is so
area.
expensive for you guys, like you may as well flesh
And
it
the
out
weather
a
was
bit
great
and make
too
it-
that
Yeah, we
day,
got
yeah.
super
In the
lucky.
meantime, please look also at the trees. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I'm still searching for a place more beautiful than Amsterdam.
Yep.
I haven't found it. I've been to like 65 different countries
Yeah.
now. I still haven't found it.
Is everybody okay?
Yes.
Or you falling asleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love especially the view of Paris
After
from
the
the top of
ladies
Eiffel
and
Tower
gentlemen,
is really
you
nice.
see
Yeah.
something funny.
Yeah, you get to see how all the buildings looks
You
about
have
the
to look
same
at the house
height.
with two
Yeah,
white
pretty much.
balconies on
Which
the right.
makes it really,
And on the left
like
of this,
Netherlands is flat.
two balconies.
The top of
There
Paris is
standing a
kind of
house,
flat,
But
yes.
it's a one window
Yeah,
house.
it's really nice.
The width is 1.20 meters.
Yeah, I was outside during Paris tour until like 12 p.m.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Zero
got to
on the
see
right.
the lighting of Eiffel Tower.
Maybe
It
this
was really
is still
great.
the
Yeah.
red
Yeah, it
flowers on the
looks.
first
I
floor
mean, the whole thing
where the light is burning.
seems very different than you
That's
see if
one
you see it
window
in
house.
broad daylight. It's a different
Ladies
experience.
and gentlemen, that was sold for 1.2 million euros last year. Yeah, welcome in Dubai. Yeah. You know, I have to see again storage houses, ladies and gentlemen. My history with the city is that when I was a student, there were no houses at that moment. So we started squatting them. In the 70s, we had a crisis in Europe and also in Holland, Amsterdam. And in that time, I was a student. Squatting all kinds of houses, properties, you name it. After the crisis, suddenly investors were there again. Of course, they kicked us out. And now, as you get all the storage houses in Amsterdam are, of course, very, very expensive apartments. Now we are passing houseboats again. Ladies and gentlemen, I will explain this later to you, okay?
How are the other parts of Switzerland? I know we've been to just one part, right? There's still Zurich left and all other places. How are those places?
Like the other parts of the cities we've been to?
No,
Or just
that
other
we've
cities?
not been to. Switzerland. I know Zurich is really famous too.
Zurich's a beautiful city. Bern is a really great city as well. Yeah, every place I've been to in Switzerland I've really liked. Lucerne is a beautiful little town as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally every place I've been in Switzerland I've liked. I wasn't like that concerned with going to the cities like Zurich and Bern in Switzerland, but I sort of had to through work this year. And I was like, wow, even the cities are amazing here. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna tell my family that Switzerland cannot be visited
Did
by
you read the
one
book?
trip.
No.
We need like a week or more. Yeah.
Or the movie, yeah. Now you have to look at the 3 windows on the first floor, the house with the flag post. The white flag post here.
There's so many floating houses, huh?
Yeah, we call it the Otto Frank house because the house belonged to her father because he owned it and he had his business in here. But for you, everything is called Anne Frank. By the way, do you know the film Schindler's List?
Wait, so this is the Anne Frank house?
You missed it, darling? You missed it? The boat can also go backwards. Do you know that? Okay, do you know the film Schindler's List? Yes. Okay. Steven became very rich, Mr. Spielberg. Yes. Now, we donated money to the Anne Frank Foundation so that they could create a new entrance. If you had a chance, would you go in?
Not yet.
Yeah, you're lucky. Yeah, I always advise people, guests from Amsterdam, read the book. And if you read the book,
I've been to this
then
side,
maybe
that's why I
you
couldn't
can still
recognize.
decide if you want to go in. Yes or no. Over here on the left, this is the largest Protestant church of Amsterdam. And this was what was created for the rich. Yeah, by the way, the Northern Church and the Western Church was created in 1622-24. If I say Western and Northern Church, do you think that we also have a Southern and an Eastern Church? Yeah. But you have to understand, guys, Amsterdam was in the early days a harbor city. We had the seas, the Northern Sea came in, the Southern Sea came in, ships from everywhere came into Amsterdam. And by the towers of the churches, they could see in what part of the city they were landing, as we say. Yeah, guys, we have an excellent situation. Please also have a look inside of the houses. You can see the interiors. Yeah, what I always say to the guests, If you want to sniff Amsterdam, you want to feel it, then you walk over here. When you're down here on the small streets we have, then you can feel how Amsterdam lived in 400 years ago. And why it is built like this. Now, on this canal, that was actually a very dirty canal, the Prince Canal, because it was an industrial canal. So 400 years ago, all kinds of people had to work here, and we had tanneries. It's dirty, yeah? Tanneries. Yeah. All kinds of dirty industry there was on this canal, ladies and gentlemen. But if you also look at the houses, you can see that almost every house had an opportunity to have a store, or a shop, a business. Guys, I had a question from a lady in front about houseboats. Let me explain why we can live on the houseboat. We do have 3 facilities, ladies and gentlemen. Actually 4. We do have electricity, and in between the boats you can have a look. There you see black tubes, that is for water and for gas. So start to understand that we are stuck to the wall, as we say. Yeah? It's not that you say, I live here on the Prince Canal for a while, I like to live on the Emperor Canal. No. You're stuck to the spot where you have, and also to the facilities. We do have 2,500 houseboats in Amsterdam. And since 2013, ladies and gentlemen, we had the 4th facility. We were connected to the sewage. So we do not pee, poo and cuck anymore in the canal. Okay guys, listen, if you want to buy a houseboat, you have to buy the boat and you have to buy the spot. That's now between 650,000 euros and a million or more. Over that spot, ladies and gentlemen, we have to pay tax. So the length, the width and the height of the boat is the spot what you use, and that is now 160 euros per square meter. So don't think that we are poor when we live in a houseboat. Amsterdam makes us poor. Yeah. Lucky you guys. I know you're going home after this. You do not have to go to see a houseboat museum, because I would advise you don't go. It's crap. It's really bullshit. Yeah. Yeah.
See houseboat.
Listen, we live in 2023. You do not live with buckets of water or...
Let's go to YouTube.
No? You cannot look inside the houseboat, because we do live in the belly.
Well,
We have also
looks
another form.
luxurious.
It's called an ark. That's a concrete floating bottom with a wooden top. And mostly of the time, guys, that is very, very modern. Here on the left, we are lucky. We're going to look inside of a houseboat. Maybe you put on some lights so you can see it a little bit better. Here it is on the left. Then you can have a look inside. Now here on the left, this one. This is the way we live at the moment in the houseboat. Modern. You see? Here on the left is another houseboat. You also can have a look inside. It's also very modern. Guys, by the way, did you already notice that every house in Amsterdam has a hook in the top?
Yep.
A hoisting lead?
Right.
Yeah, we do. Okay? Why do we need it? It has to do with our staircases. They're most of the time very, very narrow, but also very steep. And that's why we have to use the hoisting beam, wheel on it with the rope, and then we can hoist up. Of course, we modernized, we could also have a lift or an elevator, how you call it. And we are living in a very modern, revolutionary time. We do have IKEA. But we are still using it, guys, the hoisting beam. I do have a question for you guys. How deep do you think the canals are in Amsterdam? How deep? In meters? Come on. 5, thank you, madam.
Yeah,
Somebody else?
like 8.
10 meters I have. Listen, if you give the wrong answer, I do not throw you from board. How deep do you think the canals are?
Like 8, right?
20 feet is about
8.
6 meters? Yeah. Now listen. Unfortunately, I can tell you now, because it was normally in the guidance system and I took it out, and I think it's rather important that you know. Amsterdam has 100 kilometers of canals.
Mm-hmm.
The canals in Amsterdam are only 3 meters deep. 1 meter of mud,
Oh,
1 meter of
close.
bicycles, and 1 meter of water. That was the information you got. Now, the funny part is, it's partially true. Because we do
It's
have
3
two
meter deep,
universities
right?
in the city.
On average, I think. Yeah.
And
That's like 9 feet.
54,000 students, national and international. And the tradition is that if you graduate from the uni, you have to throw your old study bike into the canal because you start a new life.
What?
So every
That's
year
why.
we collect 6,
To dig up bikes.
8,000 bikes from the canal. Okay? Here on the corner, ladies and gentlemen, maybe it's a little bit difficult to see, but here on the corner, house number 663 with the green door and the blue sign of the street, of the canal. Do not keep your eyes on the windows, but on the corner of the house. The ones who are sitting backwards, for you, it's no problem. Here number 663, look at the wall, it's going to change.
What?
Enjoy.
The walls. Guys, what's exciting, the curve, the turn. Yeah. Well, listen, if I bump into something, don't worry, because this boat is not mine. Guys, we are now in a connecting canal, as we call it. It's a little bit tiny. Connects the Prinsen Canal, where we came from. We are hopping over the Emperor Canal into the Gentleman's Canal.
why it's called the connecting canal. By the way, did you already notice that many houses in Amsterdam they do not have curtains? Did you see that? Yeah, why? Showing off.
Nobody can see.
But actually, ladies and gentlemen, houses in Amsterdam are so bloody fucking expensive that you cannot afford curtains. But if you have a good look, Amsterdam is a pet city, as we say.
No, I can't afford curtain. That makes no sense.
Houses are standing next to each other. It means that we have only windows in the front and windows in the back. And what we need is a city like Amsterdam, we need daylight as long as we can get. That's why we do not have curtains. And if you see curtains, then they're from another country. They're shy, yeah? Guys, we are going, here we have something funny. Here is already the Christmas tree. Idiots. It's October. What's up, yeah. Oh, maybe, yeah. I heard that there may be Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very sorry to say this to you, but we have to hop into the Gentleman's Canal. That is the most boring canal of Amsterdam. Yeah, you paid for it, so you have to see it. Enjoy. Built from 1500 on, the first one in the road, because it was created for the rich men, merchants, traders, captains. Houses becoming bigger and bigger. 12 meters wide, sometimes 14, 25, 40 rooms. Huge houses. Double staircases in front of our house. Why double staircase?
This is a perfect time for a cruise. See all the lights.
What you have to imagine is that the women in that
looks
time,
really great.
1700, have been wearing several skirts. Not one, as what we have now today. So it took ages before she was finally upstairs. So that's why they decided to create one part for the men and one part is for the ladies. And that is not enough. And it means also that if you have double staircase, you can show off. Yeah. Here we do have even the Consulado de Colombia here on the horizon. What you also have to understand now, today, this canal is boring, quite the safest thing, because nobody is living here. All these properties are now offices, lawyer offices, banks, insurance companies, you name it. Consulado. It's too expensive to live here. But what I do not understand is that many guides, they do not tell you that not only Dutch were living here. If you have a look at some kind of stone here on the left, that's grayish. This family came from Germany, München, Munich. Other people came from Italy. You can see because of the stone. The red brick is the typical Dutch. Start to understand that in 1700s, here in Amsterdam, the economy exploded. Gold, silver, copper, porcelain, ivory, all kinds of expensive stuff came into our cities. But what you also have to understand is that these rich people on this canal created Amsterdam. Here was the money to create Amsterdam. Here they could hire architects. Here they could hire labor. So start to understand that Amsterdam was already from 1500 on international. The Germans came from Hamburg up north because they had a crisis and they heard that there was work here in Amsterdam. That's why we do have so many German names, family names. The same with the French. That's why we do have so many French names, etc., etc. Start to understand, guys. But this canal created actually Amsterdam. Here was the money to create our city. After the bridge on the right, you're going to see a house standing. And with a flag of Amsterdam. And it is the house of the residence, actually, of the mayor. See here on the right, the two white pillars and the white balcony. Oh, look inside over there. Jesus, look! How beautiful. Here is our mayor living. Yeah, by the way, we have a female mayor. And 4 years ago she came and actually we were very, very proud of her. And proud of Amsterdam that we had finally a female mayor. And after 4 years, yeah, what can I say to you? Do you want to have her? She's shite.
No one's here from Amsterdam.
She's terrible. She's so not okay. Unfortunately, a term of a mayor is 6 years, and she said already that she wants to go for another term. Hell! She's terrible. Now you're going to see something beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. In a few moments on the right, you're going to see the 7 bridges in the world. And they're all lighted up. I hope.
Time-lapse video or just a normal video?
Then I'll edit out the dark part, the bridges.
Here on the right, guys, the 7 boat bridges in a row. It's spectacular, and it's the only moment you can see.
You'll see it just through here.
Take a picture. Oh. Oh, it's the light is. This way, right?
See you guys.
Yeah. You ready? Ready? Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
You can see it.
Straight there. Because of the ride, we can just
Yeah, guys, if the picture doesn't work out, don't you worry, because the 7 boat bridges is phenomenal in Amsterdam, so you can also Google it.
I got the nice picture.
Ladies and gentlemen, here on the
Nice.
right, 7 beautiful
Seven.
old properties from rich traders, from rich merchants. They were bought by the Hilton Group, ladies and gentlemen, to create the Waldorf Astoria Amsterdam. Beautiful, huh? Now, the funny part is I went in because I was
13 minutes
curious,
left.
I wanted to know and to see it. And I ordered a coffee, and the coffee was served on a silver plate.
We are going to have
Yeah.
dinner and then
Then
go
hotel.
to
I walked through the garden, actually it's a small park in the back. And yeah, I finished my coffee, asked for the bill. And also the bill came on the silver plate. With a little book on top. I opened it and it said 1 copy for €24.95. Yeah, I paid, don't you worry. With an arrogant smile on my face. But I hold on to the silver plate, guys. Yeah. And I asked the waiter, is the silver plate now also mine or what? And you found it so funny that he gave me the silver plate. But what you have to understand, Amsterdam is a very lucky city, ladies and gentlemen. With an investment, 7 properties, between 14 and 25 million euros each. Because in the 70s, 80s we had a crisis in Europe and also in Holland and also in Amsterdam. And we had that time, we had an idiot in our country. And no investors.
She's very
We
broken.
tear down a beautiful house here on the left and gave the most beautiful canal, the Gentleman's Canal, the Boring, a very, very ugly Oxford back. But that's why I always say Amsterdam is a very lucky city. Okay, guys. Question: where do you think our canal water is coming from? Where is our canal water coming from?
Rain.
From the sea, I have. Somebody else? Nee? Mike, have they already been on the
Right.
Dam Square?
Some of them,
The
yeah.
Dam Square.
Yeah.
Have they been there?
Yeah, I think some of them went
Right?
there.
Oh.
Yeah.
In 1500 we created the dam. How's my city called? Amsterdam. Dam. Hey, interesting. We
Seems like
created
these
the
are
dam,
now
ladies and
recycled.
gentlemen, to stop the river. In
It seems
front
like
of
these
us,
waters are
we
now
do have
recycled.
The river
Recycled.
Amstel.
So if you
Why
had
do they do that?
a like a
Because
water
they
source,
need
for example, a sea,
Floating water.
the
in
water will
canal.
go
So
to the sea,
with the dam,
and it will like
the
get
river water
cycled.
was pressed.
Yeah?
into
That's
the
what they have
canal
too. It's
system.
connected to the sea.
It is
How
connected.
clever
Yeah.
is that?
So why still?
Imagine.
I don't know. Doesn't look like it's going towards.
16, 17, 1800s houses
They
were
they
created.
control when it
I
They
goes in and
control
out.
it. I see.
Yeah.
That's why.
But one thing they have not, a flushing toilet. So what did they do with the buckets full of people who got? Yes, they could throw it into the canal, then it floated all the way to the Northern Sea, and then to England. That was the system. We started to realize that in that period of Amsterdam was a very smelly city. Here on the left after the bridge you're going to see a very ugly building. That's our opera Belgium house. It's created in the heart of Amsterdam.
Because of the ride, I
Yeah.
cannot take.
It's looking really good in the video. What?
You have to see if they upload the slide.
Oh yeah, remember last night or tonight? Last night they said it was gonna be dumpling, but it wasn't like dumpling. I don't know what it was. Right?
Yeah.
Number 17. We had number 17. So it
What
said
did it come with?
dumpling, right? They said it's dumpling. It come with beef and red cabbage.
It didn't have any like little cut up kind of bread looking things on it?
No, right?
No?
It was like more like potato.
These places like change menus and they don't tell
Yeah.
anyone.
They're calling it dumpling, but it felt
Yeah.
like nothing like dumpling. I had
Oh,
dumpling.
I had a picture.
Oh yeah, I have to show it. It looks like peeled potato.
Yeah, in a few moments on the left, ladies
Oh, yeah, that's a
and gentlemen,
dumpling.
we're going
How's the
past
dumpling?
6 dancing
Well, it's not a
houses,
Chinese
as we call
dumpling.
them.
Oh,
It's a German
there you
dumpling.
go.
We're leading all the way to the right.
Yeah, it's like it's made out of like potato starch and water, so it's
one
like
house in
like
Amsterdam, standing straight
Yeah.
up. eh?
Yeah, I was not expecting it German.
it would have been weird to get a Chinese dumpling, but
Why?
What happens
Because we're in
is that
Germany.
many
So,
houses that
in
have
America,
trees
we
on
at
have
a German restaurant.
Okay.
But the thing is, guys, they were 400 years old, the trees under
The
the houses.
trees.
So they started rotting. And that's why the houses started to dance.
Yeah, we had a couple of good
What
pictures
we
because
do
it's
now,
autumn. The
and this
trees look
project
really
was
good.
already 35 years
What
ago.
from here?
Now it's fall,
take the
right?
sun out
Yeah, so
under
it looks
the
really cool.
houses.
Yeah, I reckon it's the best time for like photos. It's got so many great colours.
Even though you
Yeah.
still can see it. Can you see that they're dancing?
So what are you doing after this trip? Where are you going?
This is my last trip of the season.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm taking the rest of the year off. I'm going to South America in November.
which countries?
Just to Chile. I've already been
Just
to the
Chile?
rest of South
Oh.
America. I did like 10 years ago.
Have you ever been to Amazon?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It was amazing. Incredible.
really?
Yeah. Loved it. It's just so
Have you been
easy
to like deep part of Amazon or just the surface?
Very deep.
Oh, okay.
It took like, we travelled for like a full day
Wow.
upriver away from, there's only one town in the whole Amazon, just one little city called
Yeah.
Manaus. And I went there and then I travelled a whole day up one river, then we walked across and we got another river and travelled. We stayed with a tribe for a week.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of the Amazon. It was really nice. It's like, you just feel like you're part of an ecosystem rather than being like, we're humans, we're at the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
When you're in the jungle, you're like, okay, I'm like vulnerable,
Yeah, we
I'm
are
like part of
passing an
something
island,
else.
ladies and gentlemen. This is now the ugliest island of Amsterdam. What you have to understand, when I became 18, I went off to the university, finally could say to my parents, bye-bye, I'm going to live on my own. And I lived here on this island with a lot of other students, families with children. It was a happy island, a happy time. But the houses were old and crappy. Actually, they had to be done up. But in the 78, we had a crisis in Europe, also in Holland and Amsterdam. We had an idiot in our council, ladies and gentlemen, and he wanted to confiscate his island in that time. Start to imagine Amsterdam became a war zone. We started protesting, demonstrating. What I told you, squatting houses in other parts of the city to distract the police. Breaking the streets open so the police couldn't reach us. Setting fires in the tires, demolishing all kinds of material where they had to build with. But as you can see, we lost. So ladies and gentlemen, on your right, may I introduce to you the ugliest shitty hole in the world, of the world. This is our city hall, ladies and gentlemen. Devastating.
Well, it looks nice.
If you look to the right, maybe they have the lights on, it looks like a crematorium.
Good. Yeah. It's around 57 minutes. So, a few more minutes, right? Four. Huh? 4. Yeah, 4 minutes. No, it's too rough. Number
Hindi katimbang basta. May kanji. Parang natimbang. Akala ko katimbang.
Hindi tinimbang ka.
Ano sa basta? May kulay-kulay. Dito ba? Wala ka pang maniwamit. Sa region. Kasi ako pupunta dyan sa Villa.
Yeah, if you see towers like this, that was in the early days, of course, flatter. It was defending tower was in the beginning.
people there.
And in 1900s, I put a top on it with the bells, the clock, to make it more efficient. Because we were never attacked by water, over water.
Kasi pinag-discuss niya sa
Sign up ako sa'yo. Matagal na ba flight mo?
Indiana din na tayo. Iwalay naman din.
Pero nung hotel ko siya
So guys, you still awake? Yes. Because you're going to see something amazing. May I introduce to you, after the bridge on your right, the ugliest floating Chinese restaurant in the world, ladies and gentlemen.
Where?
This was a very dirty island, and now we do have the DoubleTree Hotel, and behind the Chinese restaurant we do have very expensive apartment. Starting price then was already 850,000 euros, and we do have a new trick in Holland. The higher you're going to live, the more light you get, the more you have to pay. Clever, eh? Yeah. Now, the first, the second, and the third floor, ladies and gentlemen, are looking into the Chinese restaurant for 850,000 euros. And of course they wanted to get rid of it. But when something is unfair in Amsterdam, we stand up.
€850,000.
So they started a petition for the owner, Mr.
Part of
Chen.
the,
With one question, do you want to
No.
keep the restaurant,
Sorry?
yes or no?
it's pretty
And
same as New
approx
York.
200 Amsterdammers voted yes, we want to keep it.
In New York,